Hello, 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 and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Uncovering Greatness podcast. As always, I am your host, Sule, and today I am joined by Nicole Mitchell. Nicole is the lead processor at Uncovering Greatness, and what she does is she helps you find out what you want, and she helps you get it. And this week's topic is an interesting one because I feel like it's what everybody wants, but they're not going to get it. How you doing, Nicole?
I'm good, thank you, Sully. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So there's actually this reason is twofold why I chose this topic.
Okay, I can't
Because
wait.
you asking me, you were talking to me earlier about doing the podcast and recording the podcast and saying we only have X amount of time to do the
Yeah.
podcast. And I was sitting on my laptop while you were talking. I wasn't even looking at you. And you stopped and you went, "Are you present with me right now?" And I actually went, "Yes," but I knew I wasn't. I was like, "No, I'm not." Okay. Say what you're going to say, please, so I can get this. And I went, man, how often is that actually happening? Like, and it's not just to me, but like to everybody, especially in teams, where
Yep.
people think that I'm telling you something, you nod in your head, you agree, yes, yes, yes. You think that I'm believing you're present with me. And an hour later, I'm like, hey, Nicole, did you send me the stuff? Yeah, what stuff?
Yep.
So, as you guys know, for Nicole's episodes, we always start off with stats. We like the stats here because we feel like numbers are important. And this blew my mind. Did you know that there was 6.04 billion internet users as at the start of this year, at the start of this month?
I did not, but that also does not surprise me because I know this stat is more people are connected to internet than people that have fridges in their homes,
Yeah. I mean,
which is scary.
it's crazy. So, I mean, it's 73.2% of the world's population are internet users.
Yep.
That is a high.
And
It's not very high.
When you put that in context of how many elderly people there are and how many children there are, it makes it even more scary.
It does
Because
actually.
what that tells us is that most children are connected to the internet because we know that most elderly are not.
Oh, definitely not. I mean, so like from a social media perspective, that 68.7% of the world's population are active social media identities. And that was the funny part for me, because now we social media identities suddenly.
Yes,
We're
we
not
are.
social media users anymore. Now we are.
We are social media
We are our identities.
because who we are on social media is not who we are in genuine real life.
100%. So, with all those stats, I'm sure you guys are wondering, we're just going to throw out stats about social media and internet. I want to find out how I and Nicole can help you become more present in a overly communicated and overly stimulated world.
Good luck with that one.
No, we overly communicated, and it's not even good communication.
Oh, correct. Say 100 different things, but it's like, no, you're right. It's just, and if you scroll through your social media, let's say your Facebook page, for example, how much of what you're scrolling through is actually relevant to you and is something that you want to know about and something that you're interested in and something that you agreed?
Ask for me.
I'm asking our listeners.
Oh, okay, cool.
But in terms of you yourself,
10%.
10%.
Maybe less. Yeah, probably less.
So I just know myself when I'm scrolling through stuff is that I'm bypassing a lot of it. But the pictures and the images are being flashed through my brain.
That's crazy.
So as much as I'm scrolling through it, most of it is irrelevant, but it is still being communicated to me, even though it is irrelevant. And, if you were to take something, so in, with food, research tells us that in order for a child to like a food, they have to taste it or connect with it at least 10 times.
Sure.
Okay, so if you think in social media, if you are being exposed to something 10 times, it's going to change your interest level. So the wrong things are being communicated to us over and over and over again, but then it will change our interest level because we see it so many times.
That's literally how the algorithm works. the more you the more you engage with it, the more you touch it,
The more it's
the more it shows up. And the funny thing is, it's those type of. It's not even that specific person, for example. It's content like that now starts appearing because you liked it, right? So, like you said,
or you just stopped on it,
yeah,
or you spoke about it,
yes,
or
and then it's part of your feed, and it then takes you 10 times. That's actually quite interesting. That connection between like food and the internet. I wonder if they did that on purpose. They probably did.
well, they probably researched it. How many times does somebody need to see something before it piques their interest level? And it's fascinating once you start to see like how people become addicted to social media, because suddenly I've seen that, I need to find it again.
It's like a drug.
Correct. And I know you had a stat there of how much time people spend on social media on a daily basis,
Around 2 hours and 21 minutes.
which is 2 hours of wasted time, pretty much.
It's yeah, and because it doesn't say here 2 hours of productive scrolling. It's it's 2 hours of mindless scrolling. And I'm trying to think of myself. Yeah, I don't. Sometimes I'll see things that I'm like, oh, that was actually very interesting. I enjoyed reading that, or I enjoyed watching that. Most times I'm like, that was stupid, but I sat on it. I'm like, oh, these people are so dumb. And then I scroll, and then more of those stupid people pop up on my feed.
Correct.
It's crazy.
And it's fascinating. I mean, I have such a chuckle now because my daughter was out from the UK, and Michaela and Danielle had a discussion around nails and getting their nails done.
Mhm.
I cannot tell you how much stuff around nails has come up on my Facebook, and it is driving me nuts because I don't go and get my nails done. I don't. But, I was asking them questions, who does your nails, and, what kind of, those kind of things. And now all I'm getting is freaking ads around nails.
And no salons are where to do your nails, and I'm guessing it's also places that are close to you.
Um,
Oh, you haven't.
I haven't.
Oh, because you're trying to really get it out of you.
Get it out of my feed.
So you don't want to engage with this.
So I don't want to engage with it. So I scroll past it very quickly. But it's fascinating because now I'm scrolling through it faster to avoid it. But instead of being in a position where you can go delete, I don't want to see those ads, or I don't want to do those kind of things. So it's changing our level of communication because we're communicating the wrong things at the wrong time. So I'm scrolling faster through it. So I'm actually seeing more freaking nail ads than if,
just say I don't
want to see this ad anymore.
So do you think that the meaning of presence and being present has changed in, like, let's just say, the past 20 years? Or has it been, I mean, with the way that the world is so connected, has it shifted? Or is it still pretty much the same?
I think it's still the same. I just think people are less present than what they were 50, 100 years ago.
Why?
Well, we didn't need cell phones to communicate 200 years ago, but we still could. People were present to what was being communicated to them.
Okay. So you were more present to what was being communicated because it was like this.
But no, not necessarily. If you think, how did the Aborigines get a message across thousands of miles?
With like the pigeons and smoke signals and stuff.
So didgeridoos and noises and sounds and animals and things like that. People were so much more present to something's happening way over there.
Yeah.
Whereas today, people are not even present with what's happening next to them.
Oh yeah, somebody can get robbed next your house next door, and you wouldn't even. Nope, I don't want any part of that.
Correct.
That's not my business. So this is I want to know, because like nowadays we'll say things like, especially in business and in teams. Well, Nicole, listen, we need to have emails. We need to have our Zoom meetings. We need to have our Teams meetings. How can I get present with my team or with people in my business if I can't do that?
Well, the first thing is, are you present with yourself?
Oh,
So, are you present to what's actually going on inside your head? Are you present to your thoughts? So, like earlier today, I was on a mission. I wanted to tell you, I've got this, that, and the next thing, da 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 da. And I was go, go, go. And we had actually, I'd had half a conversation with you earlier in the morning around this is my time schedule for the day.
yes.
But we were at an event, we got interrupted. And I was trying to communicate the same thing to you
Mm-hmm.
again, a second time.
Yeah.
And as I was going, da 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 da, I dumped all this information on you and I went, whoa, stop. So he's not present. I'm not present to the fact that he's not present. Whoa, stop. And that was when I just went, okay, I need to be present with myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, is this a good time? Are you listening to me? And you were like, oh shit, I'm not present.
Yeah. Very
You're like,
clear.
yes, I'm here. I'm listening. And just to be able to then go, okay, cool. I've got this much time. This is the time I need to leave, that kind of thing. But how often are we just not even present with ourselves? We don't know our mood level. We don't know how we feel. We don't know, are we upset, disappointed, irritated, in a rush, angry, frustrated, got stuff to do? We're not even aware of ourselves.
Yeah.
And then we go and I need to get this information to you, so I'm going to vomit all over you, and then I'm going to get pissed off with you because you're not present and you didn't hear me and you weren't listening.
Yeah.
But if I'm truly honest, I actually wasn't present. And so when we start becoming present, the very first thing is, are you present with you? Do you know what's going on with you? And I'll use you as an example, is you just got off for, I don't know, 18, 20-hour plane ride or
Yeah.
40-hour plane.
Well, that both ways, 40 hours.
So you did over 20 hours of travel last night. You're exhausted. You've got all sorts of stuff going on. You've got all sorts of thoughts because you had this amazing holiday. And, you still haven't processed the fact that you're back home
No.
and all the experiences that you had. So if I were to come to you and start giving you instructions on A, B, C, D, E, and the website doesn't work and this isn't happening and how come this and how come that, you currently do not have capacity to hear any of that.
No.
And if I'm not present to that, so he's just got off a plane, he's had a wonderful experience, he's had a wonderful holiday, he is still arriving in our business. If I'm not present to that, I'm going to dump a whole lot of stuff on you. And then next week, I'm going to be really upset with you because you didn't do it.
You know what's interesting about that is this morning, I woke up, I was like, cool, I'm new there. I'm coming into the office. I'm getting back into work because I have to. I couldn't stay in Mexico forever. I came into the office. I knew I needed to get a new laptop charger. And I was like, oh, what I need to also do is I need to check the dates of the events. And I went and I looked and I checked the dates and I was like, cool, no events today. So I went back into the office, continued doing what I was doing. And then I got a voice note from Barry and he had said, are you coming to the event? I was like, what event? It doesn't actually matter. Actually, let me get to the event. I had actually received the email from Quicken to as the reminder of the event. I didn't even check it because my assumption was it's not happening now. And this is what happened yesterday when I got the email. And I was like, yeah, I wasn't, but just based off what you're saying, I actually wasn't present to the fact that I was getting back to work. I was just present to the fact that I'm going back to work.
I've had this amazing holiday. You're still there. You're like, I've got to get home. I've got to see the wife. I've got to see, the dogs, the kids, the whatever. And I've got to connect with them and I've got to do all this stuff. And then I've got to go to work. But I also need to unpack my bags. I need to, go through gifts. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to whatever. plus jet lag, and you've got all these wonderful experiences that you want to tell the whole world, but you need the right time
Mm.
and you still need to unpack it yourself. So it would be normal that you are not present in the office.
Yeah.
The greatest gift anyone can give you is tell me about your trip.
True.
Because what that does, you're starting to offload everything, you become present with, and then you go, oh, okay, cool. Now you've got all your stuff off about your trip. Now you can say what's happening in the office. And a lot of people are not present enough to even be aware. They're like, I want information from you now. Now give it to me.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, like, I would imagine that that happens in teams a lot, right? Especially when people do go on leave and they come back, and it. Look, this you got
So
1,000
while,
emails.
but also while you were away, A, B, and C
C
happened, and that's your fault.
Yeah.
Now tell me why.
And it's like, why? Did you know I was away? What are you? And I think was something you said earlier is like, one, are you present with your? So you as the communicator, are you present with yourself? One, what you're communicating, and two, where that person is at. Because all of a sudden now this person's like, whoa, 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 how is this my fault? Did the business burn down? No, it didn't burn down. Okay, cool. Are we okay? So I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Um, have you seen? So you've worked with a lot of people.
Mhm.
Have you seen? So let's just say a shift in helping somebody get more present. Have you seen a shift in their, let's just say, their productivity and their lives?
Oh, absolutely. Because I'll use one example of a gentleman that was struggling with a lot of health issues and really, um, when he said he wanted to do processing with me, I was like, it's actually not a lot I can help you with because you're on so much medication.
Oh shucks. Okay.
Anyways, I said, I can help you, but it'll be, it's not the normal type of processing. We'll do a lot of presence drills.
Okay.
And so we started doing a lot of those kind of drills and working with him to help him become more present and helping him to kind of identify how he felt, that kind of thing. And I remember the day that I got a voice note from him to say that he had walked outside and he was so excited because he realized that in his driveway he had a tree that had flowers on it.
Outside his house.
Outside in his driveway.
Oh, okay.
So in the tree that he drives past
Every day.
every single day, that he probably walks out several times a day, that's right there.
Yeah.
He had suddenly become aware that this tree had flowers on it because he suddenly had become present into his space, into his environment.
Yeah.
And he was suddenly aware of, wow, there's this and there's that. And so just by him becoming present to what was happening in his surroundings, he was able to start doing more because suddenly now, he's present to these flowers on the tree. Okay, cool. What else is in my garden? What else is here? Oh, what's in my home? What do I need to do? And his productivity levels went up significantly. Why? Because he suddenly was more aware of, oh, this stuff makes me feel not great and this stuff makes me feel great. Okay, good. Well, I do more of this than I do of that. Oh, it actually needs to be the other way around. I need to do more of the things I don't like. Okay, cool. And his productivity levels, all sorts of things started increasing because he started to become more present to what was actually going on around him.
But also, would you then say was also more keenly, if that isn't even a word, becoming more present with himself?
Well, absolutely, because now he's suddenly aware of where he's at, where is his body, what's actually happening in his surroundings. And I think a lot of people don't realize the power of that.
Yeah. Very true. Very, very true. So I mean, do you think that being more like in a team, being more present with, I want to say with each other, but being more present to make business, do you think that it can increase things like the sales, the culture, and the clarity of a business the more present you become?
Absolutely, because I've certainly seen it in people that I've worked with. People will often say yes, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I do that. And if you are not present to that person, often that person is just saying yes for the sake of saying yes.
Mm.
I mean, you've
Yeah.
got that
Prime
t-shirt.
example. Prime example.
But and they just say yes for the sake of saying yes, so that people will leave me alone
Basically, yeah, that's what it is. Just,
or whatever it is.
yeah.
Keep the peace, so I don't look bad. Whatever. There's a huge amount of reasons why people just say yes. They don't want to create conflict. They don't want upsets. All sorts of things. But if you are not present to that, so we had it in one of our meetings recently. We were saying blah blah blah, and this person kept going yes. Yes, yes, I know that. I know that. And I'm like, how could you know that? Like, it's impossible for you to know that. Like, and so just being able to go, whoa, stop. Okay, so tell me how you know that. Ooh. Tell me what you understand about that.
Mm.
And once we started asking questions, suddenly that person had to back off and go, actually, I don't know. But they're so scared of looking bad or looking like they don't know or looking like they should know or whatever it is that they're just going, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, and then it's if you weren't present to that, it would have left at that.
Correct.
You would have come back and said, but why didn't you do X? You said yes, yes, yes. Oh, but I didn't know how to actually do it. Why didn't you say that?
And for whatever reason, they couldn't say that.
Yeah.
For various different reasons. But the most important thing is understanding and being present to the fact of somebody just saying yes, yes, yes. And because somebody just says yes, it doesn't mean that it's done.
Mm.
And, in our sales explosion program, one of the things we do is we teach people to ask questions.
Yeah.
And people go, no, I know how to ask questions. And one of the challenges I would give you is go and ask 5 people 5 questions for 5 days.
Yo, it's hard. I've never tried it, but I can, just the thought of it.
And it's amazing how many people cannot do that.
Yeah.
Why? Because they are not present and they are not used to asking questions.
No.
School teaches you not to ask questions. School teaches you sit down, shut up, and do what I say.
Know the answers. Say yes. Says yes. 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 Do you understand? Yes.
Are you present? Yes.
Present. Oh, that's so true. Because when you people teacher will call your name, and you have to say present, and you never answer, and then you just say present because. But you're present. But you are present.
Correct. You're there, but you're
not
present.
Mm.
And so right from school, we are taught not to be present. So our school system is actually teaching us not to ask questions and not to be present. So the average person then goes out and, well, if you ask me something, I better know the answer because that's what school said I had to do.
I'm gonna look stupid.
So I don't want to look stupid, so I'll say yes.
Yeah.
Or I'll just go, yeah, I know that. And then I'll go check it up on Google. Let's what's around. And then I don't get a chance to check it up on Google or I can't find it on Google. Then I look like an idiot.
Yep.
But it's big, especially in teens, because of our schooling system, because we're not taught to ask questions, it becomes harder and harder to interact with people and communicate with people because there is so much conditioning around you should know.
Mm. I think you're gonna enjoy this one. This is a great step. Multitasking / digital distraction reduces productivity by up to 40%. And you hear people speak on, I'm a great multitasker.
Yeah. So what multitasking does is it fragments us. So it splits us into. So while I've got my energy, instead of having 100% of my energy on this cup, I've got 10% of my energy on you, 10% on the microphone, 10% on the bottle, 10% on this microphone, and 10% on this cup. So the amount of energy that I can use to move this cup is only 10%. Whereas if I'm completely focused on the cup, it needs 100% of my energy and force. And so while you may be great at multitasking, the force and the energy behind it is very limited.
Yes.
Because it's fragmented into so many different places. And that's what people don't understand is your ability to stay focused on the cup for long periods is actually reduced.
Got you.
And that's what multitasking does. It allows me to focus on this cup for 10 seconds. Then I have to go back to there and focus on that for 10 seconds and that for 10 seconds. So I'm good at doing that, but I'm not very good at focusing on this cup for an hour.
Yeah.
Because that cup has my undivided attention, my undivided force, power, energy for an hour.
Essentially, you're good at doing those things at 10%.
Correct.
You're good at multitasking, yes, because you can.
But everything you're doing is at
10%.
as an example.
Yeah.
Not necessarily,
Yeah.
but as an
the example that you were using.
And that's where social media is so bad because it allows us to stay fragmented.
It does.
Because my attention is here while I'm scrolling, and you can be talking to me, and I'll go, I'm listening. Yeah. Oh, he's a doggy over there. I am listening. But oh, this doggy. Oh, shame. Look at this.
Don't you want to see the doggy? What did you say?
What did you just say? Or, well, I said I was listening, so I'm just going to pretend I was listening. Or I better.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So you're going to come do the 21K run with me? Like,
what?
What 21K run? Oh, now I'm present. Now I'm...
I didn't know. That's not what you said.
No, you're
because
lying.
I was so busy focused on my social media and my doggy that I know nothing about, that I'm never going to see again, that has nothing to do with me. But the person that is in front of me is a big part of my life, and I never heard them.
No. And they probably were sharing something
Very
very important to them at that point in time. So how do I pick up when I'm not present? Like, how do I... Because you know why I've asked this? Because I feel like even in today's age, I feel like it's still a foreign concept to people. Being present.
So the first thing is, I guess you've got to understand what presence is. So you've got to go look it up in the dictionary.
Yep.
And then you got to practice presence, because it's a spiritual exercise to be present. We are using our spiritual muscles because it's the unseen things. And so can you go and look at yourself for a minute in the mirror? That's it. And you have to start training yourself to be present, because when you train yourself and you practice presence, you will become aware of when you're not present.
Yeah.
If you're absent all the time, it's comfortable. It's easy.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to work out when I'm present and when I'm not.
Yes.
You have to experience presence. And so in some of our workshops that we do, when we do presence workshops, we do presence, and then after like doing 5 minutes of presence, you do a minute of absence. And then people suddenly go, flip, it's really uncomfortable to be absent. And you're like, yes, and you spend your whole life absent.
Yeah, and it's like wrong.
And they're like, oh.
And it's ultimately becomes the norm, unfortunately.
But if you don't know what it is, you can't do it. So the first thing is to actually practice presence. And so like on our website, we have the Green Zone Daily Ritual, which is, it's free. You can go and download it, and you can actually go, and there's a presence video on there that explains presence. You can go and do a 30-day challenge of practicing presence, gratitude, and wins. But if all you did was practice presence for 30 days, it would make a significant difference in your life, because you'll become more effective, you'll become more connected, you will have more awareness of what is actually going on around you.
So this is an interesting one, because I've heard you saying this before. Some people may have, some of our subscribers, and some may not have. So
but if they haven't subscribed, they probably
haven't.
So subscribe.
Just subscribe. Just subscribe, guys. Is there a cultural blockages, in a sense, especially on our continent, in Africa? Are there like cultural blockages that prevent people from becoming present?
So in every continent, not just Africa.
Okay.
So there are definitely cultural things that affect people's ability to be present. But school is the number one thing that affects most people
Sugar.
before you even go to any form of culture. Because if you are present and you can see that the teacher is on her cell phone and you ask her why she's on her cell phone, you're likely to get sent to the principal's office for misbehaving in class. And how dare you ask the teacher what she's doing? Or
Yeah, sorry. Because you also get in trouble with the principal for asking your teacher that type of question. You'd be considered rude. Or
yes,
disrespectful.
and disrespectful.
Yeah.
And most students, and I say students, young children, especially 5 and 6 year olds, are just super inquisitive. They actually have no idea what they're asking.
No.
And so we get taught not to be present. Like, don't you dare look at what I'm doing. So school is an area, culture, in terms of your more traditional areas, it's not appropriate to look your elders in the eyes. Also, you know, different countries, different things, but in like Asian culture, you're supposed to bow your head and you're not supposed to look. And so there is all of those kind of things happening all around the world.
Yeah.
Anyway, throw that in with school, and people are being taught not to be present.
And you just couple that with cell phones. And now, yeah. Nah, that would actually make a lot of sense as to why we're so controlled by like governments and stuff, because we're not present to what's actually going on.
Well, they would way rather you be watching doggies and
Than watching the actual debates.
or watching their debates and watching what they're actually getting up to.
Yeah.
And they would rather, or whatever it is for you, scroll through cars, and rather than watching the news as to what's happening. And they would way rather that.
100%. To flood the feeds with doggies. Yeah.
Or cars,
Or whatever
whatever it is for you, whether it's, who knows, different cokies, or I don't know. But everybody, has that, oh, let me go look at this. And that's where TV and series are so useful, because I can forget my shitty day and not be present to my family and go home and watch series.
Yeah, what do they call it? De-stressing. When you de-stress,
I'm gonna binge watch 5 episodes of Smallville or whatever it is. I don't know.
For sure. And then I'm going to scroll on my phone. Actually, I'm not going to actually watch the episode. I'm going to scroll on my phone while the episode is watching me. And then I'm going to have to go back.
And then I'm going to be so exhausted because I had such a bad night's sleep and I had nightmares because my work is so bad. No, it's because you have got 10 devices going.
You were scrolling till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Blue light actually affected you because you got it coming from 3 devices: your tablet, your phone, and your TV.
Damn. Yeah. We do.
Or it was your laptop, your phone, and your TV, whatever it is. But people do that.
Okay. So we're coming towards the end. And I feel like you've given a lot. You were present to this conversation. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Give me 3 things I can do starting today to become more present with myself.
Okay, so, and that's an interesting one. So what exactly do you want to become present with? So let's say you want to become present with your mood.
Okay.
So describe how you feel. How do you feel? Okay, and then name the mood.
What do you mean?
Or the feeling. So if I'm saying I'm fidgety and I'm, like I can't sit still, like what is that mood like? So okay, so that's how you feel. You feel all fidgety and whatever. But name it. Maybe it's anxiety.
Okay.
Maybe it's frustration. Maybe it's annoyance. Name it.
Got you.
Okay. And then go, oh, I'm actually feeling anxious. Okay, then you can go, well, what am I feeling anxious about?
Okay.
Okay, I'm feeling anxious about this. So that's one thing you could do. So start looking at how you feel or your mood level. Because a lot of people will tell you, I'm not irritated. I'm not angry. I can fine.
The favorite. Find things new.
And if you're truly honest, how do you actually feel? Well, and it's not about broadcasting it to the world that I'm sad or I'm disappointed or I'm upset or I'm super excited or I'm overly happy. It's just, can you acknowledge how you feel?
Yeah.
You don't have to tell the whole world, but acknowledge how you feel. I'm feeling really excited. And sometimes it's just let your face know.
Yeah.
Actually experience the mood.
Yeah.
I'm really angry. Okay, experience it. But if you don't know what mood you're in,
Mm.
okay, it's very challenging to do anything about it.
To get present with it.
To get present with it. Okay. Then you can start to look at, what's causing that mood. Do you know that I haven't had anything to drink today? Maybe I'm thirsty. That's actually why I'm feeling that anxious. Oh, I had 10 cups of coffee yesterday and I haven't had any coffee today and I'm actually craving coffee right now. That's why.
Feel a bit of a withdrawal.
Oh, yeah, I am hangry.
That's a big one.
Or I haven't had enough sleep. I'm actually tired, which is why I'm feeling super moody.
Yeah.
I know for me, when I get frustrated, irritated, upset, often it's I had too much sugar. Like sugar affects my mood.
Interesting.
Or depression. If I get depressed, it's generally I've had too much sugar. So a lot of people that drink will hit that low because their blood sugar's dropped and they feel depressed. And it's not actually that they're depressed, it's food. So those are some of the things you can actually start to look at is what's actually creating that mood, or is it just I've got a shitty boss that's being an idiot, taking crap out of me, whatever it is. But just, start off by acknowledging the mood.
Yeah.
And then another thing you could do to get present is like sometimes people don't know what their actions are, especially like now's the end of the month. You want to get present with something like your finances.
I was going to ask that.
Just get a notebook and write down everything that you spend money on for the next 7 days.
That you're going to spend or
that you spend money. As you spend it, write it down.
Woo, okay.
Do that for 7 days. You will become very present with your finances because you will realize that $100 or that 1,000 rand you had in your wallet that you don't have in 3 days' time, you actually wasted because you gave $100 here. You had your car washed. You bought, I don't know, you bought donuts at work because it was so exciting.
Yeah.
All these kind of things. If you actually track and write down how much money you're spending, what you're spending it on, you will become super present with your finances. You want to know why you don't have any money at the end of the month? Start now.
Yeah. It's sorry to interrupt you because it was something that you had taught us like 3 weeks ago. In terms when I say us, I say the team was around the purchasing of switches.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't think anything of it when I was doing it. I wasn't present to what was happening, right? I was just like, I'm buying switches for myself, for the team, whatever it is. And then I got present with how much was going out from my account for the switches, right? So it's like totaling $60 a day. At the end of the week, I've spent 300 rand on these people. Like, what am I doing here? And you see, people always look at it and go, "Ooh, that's not a lot." With what I've now been studying, I went, well, if I take 300 rand and I put it into ETFs every week, how much will I actually have by the end of the month by putting in that money in those little stocks and bonds and doing those things?
And also, like in terms of so you can take ETFs, you can take any investment.
Yeah.
People go, I don't have money for a calf. But if you took 360 rand, even every month and put it into a savings account, that's going to be 4,000 rand you've got at the end of the year that you can use on Christmas presents, holidays. You're actually using it on yourself as opposed to switches, which is just for people at the office that you don't really like, you don't really socialize with. And well, And if it's anything like some of the people in our office, half the time they don't even drink the freaking switch.
Yep. They drink half of it.
You drink
They
half of
just
it,
leave it.
and then they leave the other half. And it's your money that you're spending on them.
Yes.
And they're wasting it.
Yes. And that's when I realized that's what I was like, oh, it's because it's not your money. Okay, fair.
But if that person was buying the switches,
No, I've done the same thing. I don't finish.
but and
Yeah,
this is where it's
100%.
so important just to understand all these things,
Yeah.
is that it's, you know, it's not the big 1,000 rand that it's actually, if you work out, I spend 25 rand on a coffee 3 times a week, that's 75 rand a week that you are wasting. You could make that coffee at home, or you could make that coffee at work.
Yeah.
Just get
present with the fact that you can
present
do
with the
that.
fact that you can do that.
Yeah.
And that, yes, you may have to pay. You may have to put your Nescafe or whatever it is in a tub to take to work.
You may have to.
And, it's just getting present with that. But if all you do is track all your spending for a week, I promise you, you'll get very present with your spending very quickly, and you will change some of those habits.
You've literally covered the 3 questions that I had. I don't
Okay,
have any
great.
more.
So we can finish.
Yes, we can finish. And how would you like to finish?
Well, I think presence for me is the number one skill or ability that you need in life if you want to change your life. If you are happy with your life and you're happy where it's going and you're happy with how much money you have, stay absent or stay where you are. But if you want to change your life and you want to change some of the things, maybe you want better relationships, more money, a better job, whatever it is, you need to start getting present. And one of the challenges with that is once you become present, you suddenly have to face up to some of the stuff you've done, which is sometimes not easy, but it is worth it.
Very true. So as Nicole mentioned, you can grab the Green Zone Daily Challenge, the Green Zone Daily Ritual. Sorry, it's a challenge, but you got to do it for 30 days. That's why I got confused. Yes. On our website, it is absolutely free. It is put together by Nicole, and it is honestly, if you want to get more present with yourself first and foremost, most importantly, start. Don't wait for the 1st of November or anything like that. Download it, get it. I will put it in the description where you guys can download it. And also, I think, and this is something that I learned from Nicole, presence is a muscle. So like when you go to the gym, you practice, your muscles get bigger, right? But when you practice presence more, your ability to be present increases. Yeah. And that is a game changer because yes, we live in a hyperly over-connected world, hyperly over-communicated world, and all of us, if not most of us, are very unpresent. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you guys enjoyed this episode. If you know somebody who's not present and you want to get present with them, share this episode with them. Let them know about this episode. Let's all get present together and then we can make a difference. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Nicole, for your time.
Thank you.
See you guys next week.
See you next week.